Hey everyone, welcome to Willow's Whimsy. Thanks so much for stopping by. This series is called Something on Sunday. It's published on Mondays. But I haven't done one in forever because my life changed, you know, when I moved in with my mom and not a lot of time for, you know, going out and doing things certainly that would take all day. That doesn't happen anymore. But I got my first paycheck and I thought, you know, I missed birthdays and Christmas and that's not what it's supposed to be about, but I just want to do one special thing with each of my kids. And as long as I do it responsibly, you know, I know what's coming up. I know what I'm going to owe and when. I put money in savings. I did all that and I thought, I'm going to take my son out to dinner. Now, I didn't let him pick where because I knew where I wanted to go. So I called him and said, hey, would you want to go here with me? And he said yes. And so this is a really quick video because I feel conspicuous in restaurants and I shoot with my phone and it's just never the same, you know, as going somewhere. And then you worry too in a restaurant, like, will patrons be upset if they see you, you know, scanning the area with your camera and all that. So this is just really short, but we went to Manny's Steakhouse. Manny's has been around forever. It's a staple in Minnesota, certainly in the city, you know, Minneapolis, downtown. And they also own Pittsburgh Blue. And I'm not sure if Pittsburgh Blue is only in Minnesota, but they're excellent too, but Manny's is the place. So I knew it was going to be expensive. I looked at the menu and went, ooh, okay. But I did it. And my son and I went. So we park on the street on 9th Avenue. No, 9th Street, because it's on 9th and Marquette. And found a little pay station thing. So I was glad. I don't like parking ramps. They make me nervous. So I was glad we found something right on the street, but we were early. Our reservation was for 4 and they open at 4. So we're like, okay, we're early. So we decided just to have a smoke and we're sitting in the car. And this guy comes up and knocks on my son's window. And my son kind of looks at me and he rolls the window down. He's like, yeah. And I got to give this guy some kudos because my son, like, I think he's like the most handsome boy in the world. He is, but he's intimidating looking. You know, he's not, it's not that he never smiles, but he's just very serious looking most of the time. And it can be intimidating because he's manly looking. So I commend the guy for knocking on the window. Anyway, he says to us, he's a homeless guy, you know, he says, original or cover? And we're like, huh? Original or cover? I said, original. He goes, okay, how do you two, what's your relationship? And my son said, she's my mom. He goes, oh, I wrote a song about my mom. I never met her. I was adopted. And he starts singing. Now, my son was dying. He's not antisocial, you know. He's just like, he's like, oh God, only us. And our family does. We attract people and have these experiences with people we don't know. Like I could write a book and I would fill probably 200, 300 pages of just people that we've run into that were attracted to us for some reason. So anyway, he's singing and you know, he was a black man, and some black men have that, it's like that baritone. It's buttery smooth, but with a little rasp in it too. He sang this song. It was about his mother. It was beautiful. And he finished, and I handed my son a $5 bill, and I said, hey, dude, take that. He goes, y'all are really nice people. And I said, no. I said, thank you for sharing your gift with us. I love that. I love when things like that happen. And so we went into the restaurant and It's beautiful. Like the ambiance, it's really that low lighting, which I love because everybody looks good in that lighting. Just gorgeous inside. And they brought us to our table. The waiter comes and he brings like a tray of the different cuts of meat and explains what each one is. And then he gives you some time, you know. And he came back. We ordered appetizers, which the video of the food is really short. I apologize, but we got appetizers. And my son said he got shrimp cocktail. And when they brought it, they were huge pieces of shrimp, but there were only 5 of them. And he's like, only 5 for what they charge? And I said, just wait, try it. And I developed an allergy over the years, and I actually had gone probably about 30 years without shrimp and accidentally ate some. I think it was last year. I'm still allergic. I will spare you the details. And luckily didn't have to go to the hospital. Didn't have an EpiPen, but just down the Benadryl like there was no tomorrow. Anyway, so he takes that first bite and then he looks at me and he goes, and he finishes it and he goes, now I understand. He goes, that's the best shrimp I've ever had. And he said that the cocktail sauce never tasted anything like that in his life. So he had that. I got the tomatoes with the mozzarella, you know, in a balsamic, like vinaigrette type of thing. And they had a red onion there that you could cut up and eat with it. It was delicious. I didn't want to finish it all, so I let my son have some because I was like, I just can't eat a lot in one sitting. And so I was trying to pace myself. They give you bread. Now, it was funny because I'm pretty sure it was caraway bread that I loved. It was a really light bread. Really nice crust. Then they had a dark bread, and it was kind of like a sweet bread. My son loved that. I loved the caraway. Oh my God, it was so good. So I ordered a bone-in ribeye, and my son ordered a New York strip. And then we got 2 sides. We got mac and cheese, and we got loaded mashed potatoes. This mac and cheese, if you ever go to Outback Steakhouse, get their steakhouse mac and cheese. My daughter works there, and I had never tried it, and it's amazing. And I thought, oh, I'll never have mac and cheese that's as good as this. Well, so this came, you know, it was the mac and cheese, but it had a crusted cheese over the top of it. And I think it was cheddar, but it was, you could taste it was aged. I've never had anything like this in my life. It was so good. And the loaded mashed potatoes had a little bit of everything. I can't eat a lot of pasta, and I can't eat a lot of potatoes because of the gastric bypass. Even, you know, almost 20 years later, I just can't. So I honed in on that steak, and let me tell you, it's the best steak I've ever had. I used to order everything well done. Just kill it, burn it. I'm still like that with chicken. I can't have juicy chicken. It freaks me out really bad. So I'm a big one with chicken for putting rubs on it and stuff like that to have some kind of flavor because it is so dry when I eat it. But with beef, I have gone to medium well. I decided to give it a try because I used to want no pink in anything. And this had a kind of light pink throughout, and it was so tender. It melted in my mouth. If you've never gone to Manny's before, go. And I'm going to go ahead and put just the little, probably minute worth of clips of the food up. We didn't get dessert. We were too full. And we ended up not eating everything. So they packed it up, and I just gave it to my son and said, take it home. It was wonderful. Go to Manny's. Make sure you budget for it because you got to give a decent tip too. And I would say we went over 20% on the tip because the guy was so knowledgeable and excellent. My son would finish his drink and no more than 2 seconds would pass, and that waiter was right there and had a new one for him. They were phenomenal. If you're going to drink alcohol, it's going to be spendy. I mean, it was, I'm not even going to tell you what we spent, but it was spendy as it was. If you're a drinker, budget. Like, be ready for this. Rich people could just go in and do it and not budget. But people like me, we gotta, you know. So, it was wonderful. Here is the food. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I got lots of stuff going on, something for everyone. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye. So we've got complimentary bread and butter, of course. Show you the menu. You can all stop this and look at that if you want to, but yum. Appetizers. I got the mozzarella and tomatoes. Johnny got shrimp. Okay. Mac and cheese. Loaded mashed potatoes. Bone-in ribeye and New York strip.